you want to be recorded. So we're going to copy this line segment. Our compass measures distance, so I want to spread my compass until I see that I have an end on both points. Do you see that? So now I know exactly, this compass is exactly the distance of that line. So all I need is a point. So I'm just going to come and put another point down here. And I'm going to put my sharp end on one. And I'm going to make a little arc. And guess what? Anywhere I put a point on that little line is going to be the same distance. And then we just connect the two dots. And that line is exactly the same length as the other. Practice that. So you know how on the SOL sometimes they say, pick a line segment that's the same length? You could easily use that online compass to just measure. Of course, you all probably chose the ruler, which is fine too. I don't care. They're just tools. Use which tool you want. You can use a hammer or a crowbar. Doesn't matter. Just pick your tool. Okay, so that's copying a line segment. The next thing, and I don't want you to think that I have all this planned out exactly, but we're going to copy an angle. Okay, so you want to make an angle. Doesn't matter. Any kind of angle you want. I wouldn't do obtuse angles just because they take a little longer. Not any different process, but I just want you to practice doing these. So the first step when you copy an angle is we have to have a point on both of these rays that's the same distance from the vertex. Well, our compass can do that, and we do that by taking and making an arc on the angle. Does that make sense? I now know that this point right here and this point right here are the same distance from the vertex. Okay? And now don't move your compass after you make that arc. It's very important. Once you make this arc, leave your compass locked. So to I'll give you a second. I go a little fast sometimes because I know what I'm doing. It's what? Too much? Are the compasses driving you crazy? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad that you publicized that to the entire world. I won't say your name. Okay. Okay, so to copy this angle, I need to know where I'm copying it to. So just draw a ray over here. Doesn't matter, just draw any ray. But don't let your compass shift from that arc you made. I just did that a second ago. They usually will give you the ray, but sometimes they don't. All you have to do is have another ray, because we're just really making this side of the angle. So go back and make sure you didn't shift your compass from here. You want to make sure that this is in the same position. Ugh, I'm driving myself a little crazy. I'm turning it sideways here. So you see my arc is in the same place. Now I'm going to come and I'm going to put this on the point, the vertex, and we're going to make another arc. And make it bigger than you think you need it to be. Okay? It's obvious that this arc is much bigger than the one I made over here. And that's an important thing to remember to do. Okay? So making this ray is step one. Making this arc is the first thing. Making this arc is the second thing. You don't have to number it, but I'm just kind of walking you through what that is. Okay, step three, I want to measure the distance between these 2 points. So I'm going to shrink my compass to measure that distance. And I want it to be really close to perfect. So you see, when I look at that, I'm not real happy. I want to bring it in a little bit more. And I don't like where that end is. Okay? Do you see I've got the pencil end on one and the pointy end on the other? Okay? Now without without changing the distance of the compass, I'm going to move the pointy end and I'm going to put it right over here where the arc crossed the ray, because I know that's the same distance to this vertex as these two are, because we measured it. Didn't we measure it with the compass by making that arc? Okay, so now I'm just going to cross. Where does it hit that arc I made? And guess what we just did? This is point A1, this is A copy. So this is B image. If you think about that translation, we just translated it. And then we come over and we draw our ray. We just copied that angle. Does that make sense? Try and do one more on your own. Copy this angle one more time. You're going to have to go back and remeasure your distance here. And I'm going to stop this one.